I created a short video for my portfolio of a pair of New Balance sneakers. Normally when I create an image or a video, I start with a sketch, but this time I had a clear vision in my head and decided to dive straight into the assembly of the set. The base of the video is a 4x8 sheet of pegboard, which I will light from the back side of the board. For this, I'm going to use a KinoFlow LED light system so that I can have the colors change. To do this, rather than use a DMX control setup, I will be using the KinoFlow built-in FX feature called scrolling. This will automatically have the lights scroll through for red, green, and blue at a 3-second interval. You can see the kind of barn doors, and that's where some of the light reflects and changes the shape. And rather than having it go straight through the pegboard, I added, this is a Lee 256, and it just has a slight diffusion. So it doesn't eliminate the shape of the LED strips. That way I get a little bit more movement and shape through the pegboard. For the front light, I'm going to use an Aputure LED light with a spotlight mount. This way I can have the light focus just on the shoe. I've also inserted a smaller circle into the spotlight. This will create a tighter circle around the shoe, concentrating the light on the shoe rather than lighting the entire pegboard. As you can see, the area where the spotlight doesn't hit allows for the color from the background to spill through. I use the Sidus app to control the Aputure light. It's a pretty powerful app and lets you create a ton of lighting workflows. But for this video, I just need the light to pulse on and off, so I can use the built-in effect called pulsing. I've customized the settings so that the light stays on and turns off at an interval that works for my setup. One of the reasons I also wanted the light to turn off for a short amount of time is so the shoe descends into the background. Just as the shoe is being absorbed into the background, the front light will turn on and pull the shoe back into the foreground. Everything looks good, but I want to add one more element, which I create by shifting my focus. When I shift the background out of focus, the circles on the pegboard become much larger and closer together, creating a very colorful graphic image. I start the video out of focus and then pull the focus onto the shoe, which then brings the shoe to the foreground, making the larger circles on the background shrink down and reduce into the background. It's a really beautiful transition. In order to pull the focus precisely where it needs to be and consistently, I'm using the Red Control Pro app. It's an amazing app that controls every aspect of the Red Komodo. Look at this amazing focus pull. As you can see, I can pull very quickly between the two, but for this shot, I want it to be a little more gradual, so I put it at 4.2, and now I can pull gradually between the two. Live feed up here, I just want to show you, I used the same Lee 253 filter that I have that's diffusing the KinoFlow on the background. I have it up here on the lens, and I've cut 2 strips. Let me turn off the overhead a little and maybe you'll see that a little bit better. This in or out, and now you see it sliding in up there in the top corner? See it up there? And the same on the other side. So that's crisp down in the bottom corner. And now I bring that in and it diffuses the light and it kind of glows across. This video was intended to be a short, eye-catching video so that it would work well on social media. Thanks for following along my behind-the-scenes walkthrough, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out some of my other behind-the-scenes videos.